Hi guys, Garage RC here, back on another video. So today I thought I'd try something different. I'm going to be testing the Mini Z MR03 Evo, which is the rear-wheel drive racing Mini Z brushless. I've got a McLaren P1 shell that I'm going to use with it. Some radial tyres, shredded tyres. From what I've read, I think I'm going to use Shore 20 on the rear and Shore 30 on the front to try and stop any traction rolling. I'm going to be using my Synchro Touch transmitter, and I've got a receiver to go with that for the chassis. So this is kind of an unboxing and a quick test video, and this is then going to go on towards being tested against other rear-wheel drive cars like the GLR, but also the Mini Z Evo all-wheel drive and the GLA, just to see how they compare for a bit of fun. Okay, here we go. Let's see what's in the box. Chassis itself, which I think is probably take down a nice anodized rear ball diff. I can see they've got the ball bearings already on the wheels. Okay, let's get this set up. So I've got some spare parts. Start pack. It's got the clips. Okay. Different front arms. So, okay, differential damper useful. All sorts of nice things. Okay, right then. Okay, so let's see what we've got in our starter pack. So battery clips, binding stick, wheel spanner. I never use the plastic ones, I've got one, a metal one that I prefer. Now the great thing about these bodies now is I can actually use these wheels that come with the car, with this chassis. With the all-wheel drive cars, obviously you have to use all-wheel drive wheels, and these wheels, most of these bodies come with the rear-wheel drive wheels. For the purposes of this video, I'm just going to use the stock tyres just to show how bad they are. We're only doing a speed test on the speed checker today, and for the next video I'm going to switch over to the more grippier radial tyres. So let's get some wheels on this car. So what I do like to use this for is to push the bearings into the wheel. I always keep one handy when I'm doing any build to push it inside the knuckles. I've got a slightly slimmer one from an X mod, which is very good for this as well. Let's pop the first wheel on. Also, this tool has got a 4mm on one side, 4.5mm on the other, which is great for when I'm doing my WL toys because those are 4mm nuts. Doesn't seem to be running too freely yet, but WD-40 will take care of that. Okay, let's see how good these hex screws are. Very nice. Yep, they're binding quite nicely into this screwdriver. And I'm using a powered screwdriver here. I'm very careful with it. I always have a loose grip on it, so once it tightens, it just spins in my hand rather than strip the thread. Okay. You try the shell on, just make sure the wheels fit. It does say wide setup for this car, so it should fit pretty smoothly, but you never know. Okay. Doesn't seem to be a lot of smooth dampening going on there, but I shall check in a moment. But it fits, that's the main thing. The wheels can turn without hitting. Okay, so let's get some. Okay, schoolboy error. My Synchro Touch has no batteries charged, so I'm going to use my NB4. So this receiver chip, for those who know, is an NB4 receiver chip. So that's a different transmitter from the Kyosho one. It's the FlySky NB4, which I do actually prefer, but I've got a lot of cars that run on this Synchro Touch, so I like using that too for that reason. Okay, so that's the chip in. Hopefully I didn't break anything there. Sounds like it's clicked in. Okay, let's put the cover on. Or maybe not. No, there we go. It's on. Okay, we're in. Let's see if that works, and we'll get it binded to the transmitter. So Synchro Touch goes back. Using the FlySky NB4 instead. Here we go. So I'm just going to give this a name. I'm just going to call it Rear Wheel Drive Evo. Rear Wheel Drive Evo. Okay, great. So guys, I re-edited this bit. What I should have done was gone to the bottom right hand side, selected the system tab and changed the frequency setup to Evo. Once you've done it once and you save the profile, then it automatically brings you into the Evo mode. Just if you don't do it at first, the car won't bind. As you'll see in a moment here, that even I can make this mistake. Bind with the receiver. Let me just check, because sometimes you have to have this in Evo mode. Okay, maybe it does it automatically. Now, originally when I had to set this up, I did. Yep, okay. Alright, fine. Let's just see if this works, if it automatically knows. Binding. So you have to turn the car on while pressing the button. And that should. Although sometimes if the receiver chip here isn't seated correctly, it can confuse things. No, something's happening. Binding failed. Yeah, didn't like that. So guys, this is just for a bit of fun. I thought I'd show you how the all-wheel drive Evo compares to the rear-wheel drive Evo. Now, it's not to be taken too seriously because I'm pretty new to the rear-wheel drive Evo and I've not really had a chance to properly tune it up. But what I was impressed with here is how the all-wheel drive Evo actually managed to keep up for quite a bit of the race and still managed to keep good ground. It didn't do itself badly. The all-wheel drive, after a while the batteries did start to wear down, and as I got the hang of the rear-wheel drive, the battery seemed to stay stronger, obviously less weight, only a rear-wheel drive drivetrain, it's going to be lighter and faster. And I started to pull away as the race went on. That said, it was difficult to edit all this together, so there might be a few skippy bits, but I've tried my best to give you a good idea of how equally matched the cars were. That said, on a bigger track, you know, this is like a 4 meter by 4 meter track. If you go bigger, sort of, 6-7 meters, I can see the rear-wheel drive pulling away on the big sweeping corners. On a smaller track though, one good thing about the rear-wheel drive Evo is you can put the power on out the corners quicker. It won't skid out. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this, as you can see. The rear-wheel drive Evo has impressed me. It's very light and efficient. It feels almost like a BZ3, kind of light and floaty. The all-wheel drive Evo sounds very meaty and actually feels that way on the track as well. But still, if you're the average racer and you're going to a track meet and all you've got is a all-wheel drive Evo, you can do pretty well with that. I think it comes down to your driving skill on a smaller circuit like this, how good you are around the corners. As you can see, anytime I make a mistake, the other car catches up. So that's what is more important, and that's the same for nearly all of these cars when they're racing on these tracks. It comes down to driver skill. You can have the best car and still, someone with a stock car will beat you. So yeah, take from this, it's just a bit of fun. I'm going to be doing more head-to-head videos as we get along through this series, and it's really just to show how these cars compare to each other as a bit of fun, not as a super serious thing. So guys, if you like what I do, drop a like for the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys all next time, hopefully with more head-to-head and more fun reviews.